What is going on, guys? Snickel here, and today I have another trophy talk for you. This is going to be for the week of December 15th, 2019, and I am doing this on a Wednesday. I kind of had a little bit of a thought, I guess you could say, on when I kind of want to do these videos, and I've been bouncing back and forth whether I want to do these on the weekends or whether I want to do these earlier in the week or midweek or what's going on. And I know you guys really enjoy these, so I'm going to keep making them because, again, you guys enjoy them. I know people enjoy listening to this stuff when they're trophy hunting and things of that sort. But I think what I'm going to try to do is record this video every Monday and try to put it out every Monday night Eastern time at some point, just because I think that that'll work for best for my schedule when it comes down to it, just because I just think that's when it's going to work for me. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to do that through the new year and just keep trying to roll with that. But just be expecting these videos. Hopefully Monday night is what I'm going to shoot for. I know I usually upload sometime in the morning Eastern usually, but I think I'm going to try to upload more in the PM Eastern and see how that kind of goes. But just wanted to put that out there before we get into this. And another thing that I want to put out is if you want any topics talked about in any of these, I don't mind extending these videos longer than I usually do. I don't mind going over an hour threshold or whatever you guys want. I don't mind it. But I would appreciate if you want me to talk about certain topics or certain things. I would appreciate it because that'll help me. I'll structure it a little bit instead of just me going off my head like I always do, because that's what I do for these videos, just to talk about trophies I've been playing and everything, and kind of my thoughts on gaming and everything recently. But I guess I can have a little bit of an interesting discussion later on if I can remember about what kind of happened this week with trophy hunting in general. So anyway, starting off, it hasn't been too crazy of a week. I've gotten some things done. I've made good progress in what I've kind of wanted to make progress in, but there's a few things that are kind of lacking still, and it's 100% on me. That's what it comes down to. So starting off, we have Need for Speed Most Wanted. I made pretty decent progress in this. I ended up finishing up the first DLC pack, getting that done, finishing up the second DLC pack. And I'm kind of waiting to do the third and fourth DLC pack at the moment. I'm waiting for Waves to get the DLCs to do speed list events to unlock the cars, because I still need to unlock 3 more cars for DLC pack 3, and then I need to unlock all 5. I think there's 5 or 6 cars total. I need to unlock all of them for DLC pack 4. But after I do that, then it's back to AFK and Miles for however long I need to do that for, and then hopping on Waves. That sounded wrong. Hopping on with Waves and getting and taking each other down with you have to get 10 takedowns with Power Shot Nitrous equipped. So that's the only thing you need someone else for. So we'll be hopping on and helping each other do that. Hopefully trying to get this done. My goal is whenever Waves can get the DLC is when this will get done. So it's not really it is a top priority for me, but it's just coming down to whenever Waves gets the DLC, I'll do it with him. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just hop on and do the speed list with someone else. But I was like, no, I told Waves I would do it with him. So I'm going to do it with him. I'm not a shitter like that, even though most people think I am. I am not, trust me. So I'm waiting for Waves to get these last few DLCs to help him unlock the cars and help me unlock the cars, and we'll get through it together. But the goal is to get this done, hopefully relatively soon. It just depends on when Waves gets the DLC. I'll leave it at that. So that's Need for Speed Most Wanted. Good progress, though. Good progress. Then up next, we have another... Well, this game kind of came out of nowhere. So NBA Live 19. So I think I mentioned this in the last video that I kind of wanted to try to get the online done for NBA Live 19 just so I could have it done. I did hop on and I tried to do the 2 My Team trophies. Or Ultimate Team trophies. I did get the GM List 1 in Ultimate Team done, and GM List 2 in Ultimate Team I can get done. I literally just have to play one head-to-head game online in Ultimate Team, and I couldn't find a single opponent. So if anybody is willing to do that, I would greatly appreciate it. I am still looking for someone to do that. There's another online trophy, which is to win an online head-to-head game. I am looking for someone to do that. We would each get a win. And then the last thing that I'm obviously looking for people on is to do live run hype. And this is actually surprisingly a really easy trophy. It takes just a little bit of time. That's all it takes. And you could probably get this done in a week or two if you play a few hours a night, or, you know, in my case, I probably wouldn't play every night, but if you play a few times a week, you know, you could probably get this done in around a month. It's really not that bad because The way that you do this, there's probably a way to AFK it, and I probably should look into it, but I probably shouldn't because I don't know if they'll ban people, but I really shouldn't look into it. But the way you do it is you literally have 4 people in a game, which I have 2 copies of the game because I have a digital and then I have another PS4. So you get in the game, you put 3 people on one team, you put 1 person on another team, and then it's 3v3. So then the 1 person is on the other team, then you search, or you're able to like start a game. It just auto loads AI in to AI on the other team. So it's literally 3v2. You just keep giving the ball to the guy the AI is gonna be defending them, and then he just scores all the points, and then you win just like that. Just boop, done. So it's really easy. It just takes a little bit of time, and you win you get like 4,500 XP a win instead of like 450. So it's like 100 times the XP. So it really takes almost no time at all to get this done. And then the other thing is court battle. I really don't know how that goes. I haven't looked into that too much, but that could be a little bit of a pain, but there's probably some way to grind it. But NBA Live 19 isn't the top of my priority because NBA Live 20 didn't come out this year. They're not coming out with an NBA Live game. So I don't think that any of the services or anything for this are going to be shut down anytime soon. I did also, it's not on the list because I didn't earn any trophies, but I did try to hop on and play a little bit of NBA Live 18, and I tried to play through the story and everything because that's really all I have left is just playing through the story, and I could only take a little bit of it. I started to go crazy, but yeah, that's kind of the goal with NBA Live 19. Again, not really. I'm not going to make PSN profile sessions. If someone comes along and someone wants to do it, I'll gladly do it. But that's just what it's going to come down to. But I did make some progress. Up next, we have Puppeteer. So the goal for a Puppeteer last week was to just simply get through the story mode and finish it. That's what I did on stream. So Puppeteer-wise, or streaming-wise, Puppeteer is going to be done on stream just because I beat the story. That was kind of the goal for Puppeteer, was just beat the story on stream, and then we'll be done with it. For video or for streaming purposes, now I'm going to try to get into getting all the other random trophies, because that's all it comes down to, is just a bunch of random other trophies. So I'll probably start making trophy guides for these, or for this game. This is kind of the next game that I wanted to start making guides for. And I know what you're going to say, well, Snickel, why are you making guides for an old game? This is an old game. Why are you making guides for it? Well, there's a few reasons why. So first reason is, when I make guides for older games, my thought is, or my thought process behind making these videos, right? Trophy guides, platinum videos, whatever, for older games is trying to kind of get people into it if they haven't already, or letting people see a game that they might like. Someone might love the Little Big Planet series and they don't even know what Puppeteer is, and Puppeteer is kind of built off of that same gameplay, those same gameplay aspects, and it's essentially like a clone of Little Big Planet. It's kind of how Dante's Inferno is to God of War. They're the same style games, and people say that Dante's Inferno is a clone of God of War. That's kind of what Puppeteer is to Little Big Planet. So people might not even know what Puppeteer is. So for me putting guides out, people might be like, hey, this looks interesting. I kind of want to get into this. Another reason is, again, the same thing, trying to get people into it. Maybe someone has it on their list and they've never played it before. Not that they haven't played it before. Maybe they have it on their list, they've beaten it, but they just need to do cleanup. Or they started it and they played it for an hour and they haven't touched it since then. The goal of the guide is then to try to get people to get into their backlog a little bit. And if they see that I'm making guides for this game or guides for that game, maybe it'll kind of put them in the mood to, hey, I want to go play that game. And I can guarantee you there's probably not a lot of guides for Puppeteer, so that's another reason, is there's probably no video guides. There's probably some video guides, but not too much. And the last reason why, which is more of a conspiracy theory to me, well, not really a conspiracy theory, but with the PlayStation 5 just around the corner in less than a year, they've been talking about backwards compatibility with all PlayStation consoles, PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4. So the thought is that if the PS5 is backwards compatible, there might be some people that are going to look into going back to some PS3 games. And the goal would be that hopefully if someone sees videos like this, they say, I like that type of game, and then they watch it. So there's a lot of aspects to why I make trophy guides and videos and stuff on older games. Trust me, I do love, like, the PS3 is probably my favorite console. That's probably one of the most controversial things I could say. But I would say that the PS3 and the library of games that it has is probably one of my favorite consoles, up there with PS2. So, but the thing is you can play a lot of PS2 games, or there are a lot of good games. Not really. I mean, there are some games that were kind of on the PS2 that they remastered for PS3, and like the Jack and Daxter games, Ratchet and Clank, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I can't really think of any of the Hitman games. Like they remastered some decent games onto the PS3, but I just enjoy the PS3. I enjoy stinky PS3 games. You guys know. So I enjoy stinky games in general, but that's kind of my thought because I get that question a lot. You guys can't even imagine how many times I see a question like that in an old video or even new videos that I upload where people say like, why are you making videos on this game? It's so and so many years old, or it's on the PS3 or whatever. And it's just like, because that's what I enjoy doing. Because to me, if you make guides, if you make trophy guides on new games, newer games are usually super oversaturated. So if I was to make guides on Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order right when the game came out, there's a chance that would get views and that would get people to come in. But overall, a lot of the other bigger YouTubers and bigger people who are making trophy guides and achievement guides and everything, they're the ones that are going to get all the views because they have the initial views. So it's kind of hard to kind of creep into that market and kind of get a hand. So I usually stick to like more obscure games, and then a few months down the line I might play like a game that came out a few months ago and then upload stuff and kind of get people back into it. Because that's again another thing is if people didn't play it right when it came out, they finally get it, then they're like, oh wow, I should play that. So that's kind of the thought process behind playing older games and not playing games right there. I do enjoy games right when they come out, don't get me wrong, but that's usually not my forte, and I do buy a lot of games right when they come out, but I usually don't play them. I've been trying to cut back on that, trust me. It's been hard. Then up next we have Assassin's Creed Chronicles India. I'm sure you guys don't need any introduction on this. You've probably seen 15 videos. Actually, to be exact, you've seen 14 videos on this game over the past week. Finally finished up the 100% in this, which it feels good to get it done. And all the videos that you guys saw were just for completing it, completing Assassin's Creed Chronicles India in plus mode without being seen once. So that's what all those videos were for. And then a few trophy guides at the bottom. But all in all, I had a lot of fun playing through this game. For some reason, you guys know I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fanboy, I guess you could say. I really enjoy Assassin's Creed. I enjoy the lore behind it, the modern day, the story from back in the day, whatever time period you're playing as in the game or during in the game. I'm a big fan of all of it. And these 2.5D games are just, it's a good change up for the series. I'm not saying it's super innovative or anything, but it's interesting to play them because they're well made 2.5D games. I'm not going to say like they're the best ever. And they're definitely not the worst ever. They're good games, and that's all I can say. You can get a solid 10, 15 hours out of each one. So if you're looking at some quick gameplay and you want to play Assassin's Creed, there you go. But that's that. Assassin's Creed India, Chronicles India, whatever, done. Then up next, last but not least, this one kind of came out of nowhere. So I finished up Assassin's Creed on stream on Sunday, I think. That's what it was, Sunday or Monday. I think it was Sunday. And I was kind of like I always get in this rut of like, oh, I don't know what to play next. I kind of went through, and the first game that came up is a game that's on my list that I should play, and it's going to come up later. I really don't want to play it, but it's on my list, so, I might as well play it. So, and it's Dust and Elysian Tale. This kind of came up, and I was like, not the biggest fan. This isn't the game I would want to play in my free time, but it's on my list, so I should probably do it. And then the other game that came up was Beach Buggy Racing, and it was decided on to play Beach Buggy Racing, so I'm playing Beach Buggy Racing now. That's the next stream game until it's done. Probably won't make trophy guides or anything on this game, so it'll be strictly stream until the platinum. Who knows how long it'll take? I know I hopped into Mr. Unknown stream on Sunday and was talking to him about it, and he said that if I was playing the NA version of Beach Buggy Racing, that I was kind of screwing myself. And yeah, that's what I'm playing. So it looks like I'm going to be screwing myself. So it's going to be a grind probably, but who knows how long it's going to take. I have no idea. I don't even know if there's a guide for this on PSMP. Let's figure out. No, there isn't. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But anyway, that's what I've been playing this week. What do I plan on playing in the upcoming week? So again, streaming is probably strictly going to be Beach Buggy Racing till that's done. And I don't know how long that's going to take. Need for Speed Most Wanted would be nice to get done this week, but again, that's really just whenever Waves gets the DLC. Since I finished up Assassin's Creed Chronicles India off stream, I'm kind of pulling strings to figure out what I want to do. I would really like to finish Band Hero just because I played that. Well, I did the online and then I played it and then I put it down and then I played it again and I put it down again. So I kind of want to play it and finish it and just get the whole thing done. So I might be doing Band Hero in my free time. Another game that I should probably start doing in my free time is Far Cry 2 multiplayer, trying to get that done in my free time. Other than that, I'm kind of torn with what I want to do. I would like to kind of possibly, since I did Assassin's Creed Chronicles India and I've done China already, it would be nice to go into Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia and get that done just to get those 3 games done. And I don't know if you guys have heard me say this on stream or if I've said it in any of these videos, but my goal for Assassin's Creed as a franchise is to literally platinum 100%, get every trophy possible in the Assassin's Creed franchise. That's kind of my goal with Assassin's Creed. So Chronicles actually has 3 stacks of each game. It has each one broken out individually. So let's actually go here. So Assassin's Creed Chronicles has Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, which you can see. Then on the PS4, there's the Assassin's Creed Chronicles Trilogy Pack, which is all 3 of them in one game. I own this. And basically, it's all the trophies from each game. And so you basically have to get all the trophies all over again. And then you get a platinum, though, at the end instead of just getting 3 100%. There's also the same thing on the Vita. There's an Assassin's Creed Chronicles game on Vita. And it's the same thing. It's all 3 games, same trophies. So that's interesting. The good thing about this is you can play this on the PS TV. So I can do that on stream or whenever. But again, the goal with Assassin's Creed is to literally do every single Assassin's Creed game like I can possibly do, get every trophy in the franchise. And I've made good progress on it. I think I've gotten every game done that you cannot stack other than Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia. That's the last one that I need to do before I start stacking things. I have stacked, I guess, two games, I think, so far. So what I've stacked so far is Freedom Cry. Why did I do that? I don't know. I also stacked Liberation. So I did Liberation, or Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation on the Vita. I got that a few weeks ago, if you guys remember. And then I also did Assassin's Creed Liberation HD on the PS3. So I did stack those 2. And I think that's all I've stacked so far. But like I said, I'm going to be stacking everything at some point. After I do Chronicles Russia, I think the goal for Assassin's Creed is going to be to do Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag DLC and or multiplayer and multiplayer DLC on the PlayStation 3. Just because that's the last multiplayer that I need to do in any Assassin's Creed game to be done with them. And then after I do the multiplayer in Assassin's Creed 4, I don't know what I want to do. Because personally, I really want them to remaster AC1. And I would love to just run back through the series and do 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, Liberation, what's after that? 4, Rogue. And I think that would be it. But I would love to just replay all of them just straight down the order that they came out. But it seems that they're not going to be remastering AC1. So I think my goal is going to be AC4 multiplayer on the PS3. Get that done. And then what I'll probably do before I start playing any of the other ones, like I would start from AC2, obviously. But before I start any of the other ones, I would probably do a Chronicles stack one time just to get it out the way. Because Chronicles has to be by far probably... out of all of them, it's probably my least desired. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I already said it's a good game, but it's probably one of my least desirable ones that I want to do. And the fact that I have to do it 3 times, there's only 2 games that you have to do 3 times. So Chronicles, all 3 of the Chronicles is one of them that you have to do 3 times. And the other one is Liberation, because you have Liberation on the Vita, Liberation HD, and then you have Liberation Remastered. So... and then technically you have to do Freedom Cry 4 times because it's in each one of the Black Flag DLCs, and then it has 2 standalones. So you technically have to do that 4 times. So that's a lot. I've done that one 3 times already. So that's how that is. So again, this is just a personal goal of mine, and my goal would be to do it in 2020, try to get it done by 2020. I don't know how reasonable that is. I would probably have to platinum like one Assassin's Creed a month, which I don't know how reasonable that is because I've been somewhat slowing down on games, but also I've been doing a lot of other stupid things in multiplayer. I've been doing that for years now, so it's not really anything new to me, but yeah, that's kind of where I am with the Assassin's Creed, whatever you want to call it, saga, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of where I am. But I don't really know what else I plan on playing in the upcoming week. I would like to, at some point, probably hop into the Price is Right Decades, try to get that last trophy, because that's just something where who knows when it's going to work. After I do Band Hero, also, this is just upcoming. This is like way down the line, but after I finish Band Hero, and I kind of finish up what I'm doing in my free time, I'm probably going to hop on GH5 just because Retro has been asking me to do GH5 band challenges, and I don't have access to them until I actually play through the story. So I should probably start playing through the story. Plus, we were supposed to get the last few trophies in Guitar Hero 5 over the weekend for the 4-player stuff. That didn't happen. So, yeah. Hopefully that'll be happening this week, and we'll kind of be done the multiplayer somewhat, but not really. But other than that, I have been having, and this is such a problem that I have all the time, is just I just have been having so many issues trying to determine what games I want to play. And part of me wants to play all different types of games. Like, that's just what I enjoy. But part of me also is like, stick to a franchise and just do the franchise until you're done the franchise. So like, if you want to do all the Assassin's Creeds, just literally keep playing Assassin's Creed back to back until you get them all done. And it sounds like something like a psychopath would do, but it's like, if I just focus on the whole franchise, like that would be great. Because there's other franchises that I want to do that I've been thinking about like that. With like Infamous, I only have to do 2 other games and I'm done Infamous. You know, there's like the Prince of Persia franchise that I want to, you know, play through. There's the Splinter Cell series I want to play through. There's like Ratchet and Clank series. There's Jack and Daxter. There's so many series. Hitman. There's so many series that I want to play through and that I want to get done. But it just comes down to what I do is I just usually play a game, or this is what I did in the past, is I would just play a game in the series, and then I would kind of put it down. I'd be like, okay, I've had enough of that series for now. Let's move on to another one, and then I'll come back to these at some point. And I've never come back. Like, one of them that I'm thinking about, the most recent one is or not most recent, but it's one that I'm just thinking of off the top of my head. Like, I did Hitman 2. I don't know where it is. But I did Hitman 2, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoy the Hitman games. They're a lot of fun to me. And I was like, this is great. Right here. I did Hitman 2. This was back in 2017. I did Hitman 2. And I was like, I'm going to hop in. I'm going to do Hitman Contracts. I'm going to do Blood Money. I'm going to do Absolution. going to do the ones on the PS4. Going to do all these. And then I never got into it. You know, I technically did Hitman Go like right after, but come on, that doesn't count. We'll look past that. So that was just something that kind of happened where I was like, I really want to do all these. And I've done the hardest one in the franchise. But why don't I just finish it, right? Why don't I just do the rest? And that was completely my intent, but we're going on 2020 now, and I still haven't played any other Hitmans or Hitmens. I don't know how you pronounce that. So that's kind of a little bit of my dilemma is like, I play a game and then I'm like, oh, I'll play this. And then, 2.5 years later, I still haven't played it. So I don't know. I really don't know. On stream, I've been doing like random number generator. That's cool. But like, I think in my personal time, I want to kind of try to stick to a franchise and just get through it. And just keep playing it until I'm done, because that's really what I want to do is play through franchises and get whole franchises done. Like a franchise that I've been thinking about recently getting through is Need for Speed. So after I do Need for Speed Most Wanted, my goal is going to be, again, I would like to do it right after, but who knows how it's going to work. I want to do Shift. Shift would be my next one. And then after Shift, I would do The Run. I would finish The Run up. And then I would do Shift 2, which would be a nightmare. And then I would be done all the PS3 ones, other than Rivals, which, I don't know. And then I finally would hop over to PS4 and do like Need for Speed 2015 and Need for Speed Payback and Heat and all. I think those are the only 3. Or Rivals. I would do Rivals before 2015. But that's kind of like what I was thinking, like, oh, I'll do like this. But do I just sit down and play them back to back to back? Or like, what do I do? Like, that's kind of the little dilemma that I'm coming up with in my head right now. And that just comes down to like, I own too many games. and I can't ever pick what to play. And again, part of me wants to do franchises, but part of me wants to finish games that I've started multiplayer wise, and part of me wants to do this and part of me wants to do that. So it's kind of difficult. Once I pick a game and I start playing it, there's no issues, but it's just finding that game to play that can be the biggest pain in my ass. Oh, I do want to mention this. I didn't mention this, but upcoming games to be played. Also, Star Wars Battlefront 2, they are doing like a triple XP. It starts next Tuesday. I'm hoping to make another video before that starts, but that's going to be something that's going to be coming up in the next few weeks. Just getting through that, getting level 50, maybe boosting a few of the online trophies, getting them done. There's like a bomber trophy and stuff, and then I'll probably just play the rest, because I was looking through the trophy list. Like, it's really, the multiplayer for that game really isn't hard. It's just leveling up that makes it so difficult, I guess you could say. And then the other game that I've been thinking about or debating starting in my free time is Drive Club VR. The servers go down in March, so like I need to hop on this sooner rather than later, and I would like to just get the platinum, not just like get the multiplayer done, just get the whole thing done. So that's something else that I want to hop on, and I don't know how that's going to go, because to be honest, I've had my VR for probably about a year now, and I've never really used it. Ever, just because I don't have anything that I wanted to use it on. So I don't know if I'm going to play Drive Club VR and I'm going to get fucking sick. I'm not sure. I've heard a lot of people say that when they play Drive Club VR, they can only play it for like an hour or so before they get sick. And I don't know if this is because people have like just motion sickness or what it is, because I know, like, for instance, my dad, he can't go on roller coasters, or he can't do any of those type of rides at amusement parks where like you're looking at a screen and like the thing is shaking you, but you're not actually like, it's not like real, like you're watching a screen and it's shaking you. He gets like really like motion sick from that stuff. So I don't know if it's like people like that are having that issue, or it's just like normal people are having that issue. I'm not 100% sure, but that's another game that I should probably get on sooner rather than later for those server issues. But those are two other games that I meant to mention that I'll be playing soon, hopefully. Again, I'm not sure what or when in my free time I'll be doing Drive Club VR. I might be doing it tonight or tomorrow. I'm not really sure. So just if you see that, don't ask questions. That's all I'm going to say. If you see it, don't ask questions. But it seems to just be an ongoing problem that I have when I'm picking games that I want to play, is just what to actually play. So... And it can be more difficult for me now more than ever, because when I pick a game to play, I kind of pick two different types of games now that I'm streaming more regularly than I used to ever stream in my life. I pick a game that I want to stream, and I don't really want to make any guides for. So like, for instance, a game like Beach Buggy Racing, Dust and Elysian Tale. These are games I'm just playing. I don't give a shit about making guides. I don't care about any of that. I'll make a platinum video at the end, but I don't care about anything else in between. And then there's games where I want to play through and I want to make a guide for literally anything or everything that I can make a guide for. Like, for instance, Puppeteer. Puppeteer, we played through the story, but now I want to make a guide for as much stuff as possible. I probably won't make like an all head guide or anything like that, but I will probably make guides for a lot of the trophies in that game. So again, that's where like my two columns come in, or my two choices come in, where I have to pick like what I want to play. Is this going to be something that I want to do guides for? Is this something that I'm going to be playing on stream? Like, that's just another thing that kind of tears me apart, because obviously you guys don't like really watching racing games on stream. So I don't really like to pick racing games to stream. But for instance, for some reason, Beach Buggy Racing got picked as a stream game. So don't ask me how that happened. Don't ask me how that happened, because it's a racing game. It's like a shitty kart game is what it is. It's a mobile kart game. So I'm not even going to say shitty. It's a mobile kart game. So that's kind of where I pick from, because again, like I said, I want to do series. So like, I really want to do Dirt. I want to finish Dirt up. I have Dirt 4 and Dirt Rally 2.0, and then I want to go back to Dirt 2 and do as much as I can. I can't get the platinum, but I want to do as much as I can. So again, I'm just torn between what I want to do. And if anyone has any suggestions for franchises that you'd like to see, whether it's guides or platinum videos or anything, just let me know. It'll help me kind of decipher. I'm not saying pick my games. I'm not pulling a King Super one, like, please help me out. I don't know what the fuck to play. Like, I'll figure out what to play. It ain't a problem to me. It's just like, if people want to see certain things, then do let me know, because I will kind of prioritize it if it's something that I want to do. don't come out and say like, oh, Snickel, you should probably do Skyrim. Like, I'm probably not going to play that right now because I don't want to invest time into that. I would like to invest time into some sort of RPG like Skyrim or The Witcher or Dragon's Dogma or really anything. I can't think. What was I thinking? What was I going to say? I can't even remember what I was going to say. I just had like the biggest brain fart. But like any of those games, I don't want to really want to tie myself down to a game. I do, but I also don't. So I don't know. It wouldn't be the worst to me, but it's also something where it's like you don't want to just start playing it for a few hours and then give up on it, kind of, because it's going to take a few hours to learn the game to then just play it again. The other game I was thinking about was Dragon Age. I don't know why I had such a brain fart, but yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me trying to pick games. But again, I think this year I'm going to try to focus on trying to get done as much of these Assassin's Creed games as possible, because some of them are really easy. Like when you look at the Ezio trilogy, they're really easy games. You know, you're talking probably 20 hours to get each one of those platinums. Easy peasy. Then you look at a game like AC3, you're probably talking as much time to get AC3 done as all three of those Ezio games put together. Then you look at Liberation. Not that bad. Probably like 15, 20 hours. Not really bad. Then you look at like 4. 4 is probably like the same as 3. It's a lot of stuff to do. It's a big map. Then you look at Rogue. Rogue, probably like 20, 30 hours maybe. So it's not too awful, but it's just trying to pick what you want to do. Then the Chronicle games, you're talking like 10 hours a game probably. When I play through them on the first time and I make all the guides, it takes me a little bit longer. But if I'm not making guides, which I'm not going to have to do for any of the other Chronicle games, they could probably be done in around 10 hours. So they're really not that bad. But that's that. I'll leave it at that. The topic, I did remember this, the topic that I would like to talk about, I don't know if you guys saw this, but a few days ago, our good friend Brian from PS4 Trophies decided that he wanted to go for a world record of 50 platinums in one day. Can you guys believe that? Now, I don't know if he actually did it or not. I think there were some articles saying that he did do it. I didn't do any research on it myself, so I'm not really sure if he did it. But just seeing this title of what was going on, kind of somewhat triggered me in a way. And I kind of went on a rant on Sunday about this, just because it kind of irritates me. It really somewhat irritates me that, well, A, he's getting clout, which whatever. He can do what he wants to do, but he's getting all this influx of people. He's getting his name stirred around because he platinumed 50 games in 24 hours. I'm gonna be honest with you. Anyone can platinum 50 games in 24 hours with the method that he used. Because what he did was he just platinumed easy games. He platinum Radalika games. He platinum games that take no time at all. I mean, when you're telling me that you're platinuming games like this, hold on, let me go down because I did this. When you're telling me that you're gonna platinum 50 games, oh, we're gonna platinum Tower of Dragon Asia. How long does that take you? Oh, only 4 minutes? Oh, okay. Oh, we're gonna platinum Full Blast. How long does that take you? Oh, 15 minutes? Oh, okay. Oh, we're gonna platinum Super Weekend mode. How long does that take? Oh, 15 minutes? When you're telling me that you can get 10 platinums in probably under an hour between a multitude of games, I don't care. Anyone can do it. And I know he released something where he's like, oh, the hardest part about doing this was the concentration and having to move between different types of games, you know, going from a twin stick shooter to a top down to a third person. Dude, I don't care what you say. All of these games are dirt easy. Okay, so the fact that you're trying to sit here and say that this is some world record, you have to average, if you want to do 50 platinums in 24 hours, you have to average approximately 2 platinums an hour. Just let that one sink through your head. Now, obviously, you're playing for 24 hours. Okay, whatever. I can see that being, I would see the 24-hour part of the stream being more strenuous than getting the 50 platinums. Okay? I've streamed for like 5-6 hours at some points and I'm fucking beat after it. So streaming for 24 hours, I would seem to be, or to me, that would be more difficult than the actual 50 platinums. But again, more power to him, whatever. I know that there was a bunch of articles saying professional trophy hunter. I mean, you can be a professional trophy hunter, but you ain't no trophy athlete, okay? We're the trophy athletes around here. We're putting in that work and we getting those good platinums done, okay? I might have my name as Mayo Platinum, but hey, We got to do it for the meme sometimes. We got to do it for the principle to show them, hey, you're not the only one that can platinum these shit games. We can platinum them too. And on top of it, I'm going to slap you in the face because we're going to get platinums done, other platinums done that are more respectable. Like MotoGP 910 or The Crew or Twisted Metal. Yeah, I can get these easy games done and I can get these hard games done too. So hop on that. That's what us trophy hunting athletes do. We put in that work. But no, I just thought that article was funny, and like he was just basically getting a bunch of essentially clout. I mean, I hate that word, but essentially he was getting a bunch of clout because he stayed up for 24 hours and platinum 50 games. I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's that hard. I think the hardest part about it would be just picking the games. Now, I don't know if what he did was he platinumed 50 different games. If he did region stacks for it, dude, that's a fucking joke. You could get 100 platinums in a day if you did region stacks. Like, come on now. If he didn't do region stacks, I guess it could be a little more like cool. If he didn't do like Vita to PS4 stacks, that could be a little cool. But like, I don't know if he did that. I didn't take a look at any of the details, so I'm being kind of ignorant right now about the whole situation. But I just saw the outcome from it. I saw the hype building up to it, and I was kind of just like, I don't really think this is all that great, to be honest. Like, I could see if you said this maybe a few years ago before like the Mayo game came out and all that other stuff, saying like, hey, I can get 50 platinums in a day, 24 hours. I'd be like, okay, that's kind of interesting. I would like to see that. But nowadays it's just like, it's all trophy trash. It's garbage. So whatever, get it out of here. We don't want to hear about it anymore. But no, I just saw that article. I thought it was kind of interesting for certain reasons, but whatever. But that's my topic that I have to talk about this weekend, to rant about. And really my big rant that I did on stream comes down to Radalika Games. I mean, more power to them for making all the money that they're making and finessing the fuck out of people for all their money. More power to them. They're doing it ain't the Lord's work and it ain't the devil's work. They're doing some sort of work, but they're making money. That's all that matters. And that's one of the things that just really annoys me is like, you know, I want to say like back in the day, but I don't want to sound like some old ass man. But, you know, back like on PS3 and stuff, when there was region stacks of games, it was because the game was different between the regions. Like, for instance, Saints Row the Third. I'm pretty sure Saints Row the Third had a different list between the world and then like Germany or Australia or something. I think Australia is the one that's like super strict with their shit. But there was like a different list between them because the game changed. The game was physically different between the two of them. So they had to make a different list. Cool, that's great. The thing with all these Radalika games is they just, we're going to release it in every region. There's nothing different between the games. We're going to release it on the Vita. We're going to release it here. We're going to release it there. Oh, you know, you want it on your PS TV? Sure, yeah, play it over there. You know, there's like no, like, anyone can do anything with regions now, it seems like. And it's like, the big thing that really gets me is years ago, there's a game, show you guys right here, right at the top of my list, and it's an infamous game. This game right here, 1,000 top rated. I don't know if you youngins were around when this game came out, but essentially what ended up happening was this game released on the PSN store in EU, and it was released with the description of easiest platinum ever or something, or buy a platinum. It had some description, and the description said something about being easy platinum. And wouldn't you believe it, Sony took this game down within hours of it coming out because of the description. But you're telling me that you're going to let Radalika release all these other games that are essentially what this game is. They just didn't put it in the description. So maybe since they didn't put it in the description and they actually made a description that says something about a game that just probably has assets taken from other games, that it's considered an actual game. I don't know. Personally, you know, I don't know if Sony has a QA/QC process. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That's quality assurance, quality control process. It's essentially when people test things and then you report back what your testings are, and then you have to make sure if those comments that were made were valid or anything, or if they were actually addressed when the final product comes out before you actually put it. I don't know if they have that type of process, or if they just someone submits a game and they're like, oh, here's my game, and Sony's just like, oh, okay, this will make us money. Yeah, I don't know how that works, because I don't think Sony plays any of those games, and I don't know how they justify region stacks. But the other way that I look at it is, hey, guess what? It don't fucking matter to Sony, and it don't matter to Radalika, because guess what? They making the money at the end of the day. They don't give a shit If you earn in 300 platinums, guess what? They're taking your money. They're taking your money because you're a dummy, because you keep buying the same game how many times because you want to get more platinums. And then you just look like a dumbass at the end of the day because guess what? You got 300 platinums and 299 of them are stacked garbage. Everyone that I've talked to is going to say, guess what? Your trophy list, it looks like trash. So I don't understand how they're able to keep making all these stacks. And again, guess what? They making money at the end of the day. Radalika's making money. Sony's making money. Hey, you going to buy the same game 4 times? Hey, that's 4 times the profit for the same game that we just made. So it is what it is. I think that the only way to fight it for any of us that don't like it is to boycott it. And I've boycotted it for years now. I don't buy Radalika games anymore. I do own Radalika games. You guys have probably seen them on my PS4. You see them on my trophy list. You know, I do own some of them just because I didn't mind it at first, but I cannot, it's gotten to the point where I cannot, I'm starting to not be able to stand it. And I know it just comes down to money, but it also just comes down to numbers and leaderboards for us at the end of the day, right? Because what does it matter if I have 150 platinums and this guy has 150 platinums? It's just numbers, whatever. Who the fuck cares? It's just, I've got 150 platinum notifications and he does too. So whatever. But I don't know. It's just peace of mind to me. And I wouldn't have a problem with the Radalika games. But the biggest issue that I have is that they stack them. If they weren't able to create all these regions and you weren't able to actually stack all these games, I really wouldn't have an issue with it at all. But it's just the pure fact that they're able to release all these regions. You're able to get, you know, however many stacks of a game, which levels you up so many times and all this other bullshit for basically no effort that you have to put in, and they are making how much profit off of it. So that's just my biggest problem. I think from an ethical standpoint, and I don't know if you people know anything about ethics, you probably do. I would assume you do. You're all great people. But from an ethical standpoint, it's got to be one of the scummiest things that Radalika and Sony can do, because they're essentially selling you the same game however many times, 4 or 5 times in different regions. And the only thing you're getting out of it is more trophies, but what they're getting out of it is money. So they're selling you the same product 5 times for you to get some trophies, for you to get some extra trophies. I just find that to be like, that there's an ethical problem there for me from Radalika's side and from Sony's side. And it all stems from Radalika because it's their games. They don't have to release them on different regions. But it's also ethically wrong from Sony's side for approving all of those different regions. So, you know, like I said, the biggest thing that you can do to kind of fight against this is just to not buy their games at all. But that's completely up to you. If you want to buy just the NA version of a game, go right ahead. And that's what I would do if I was to buy any of their games. I wouldn't stack them. But I'm not buying any of them because I don't support any of it. If they stop releasing regions, they stop releasing stacking. I don't even mind if they do stacking between PS4 and PS Vita. That's perfectly fine with me. There's a lot of games that are like that. There's a lot of good games that do that. If you want to stack them between the PS4 and PS Vita, and then you want to make people buy it between the PS4 and the PS Vita, okay, whatever. I mean, that's still a little scummy, but hey, I can accept that more than releasing the same game in 4 or 5 different regions and then charging the same price tag for it and making 4 or 5 times the profit on the same product. That's where I have an issue. When the only outcome is more trophies. That's where I have the issue. So anyway, that's just my little rant on Radalika Games and Brian with his 50 platinums in 24 hours. Whatever you want to call it. World record. Sure. Whatever. We'll call it that. But anyway, that's what I've been playing this week. That's what I plan on playing in the upcoming week. That's my little rant on a little topic that's happened over the past week, and a little rant on Radalika Games, which I could just go off forever on when it comes to them. But again, guess what? It ain't gonna stop until you guys stop buying them. And I know that there's a lot of people that are complaining about it, and I don't know how they're able to keep doing it. And it is what it is. But hey, if you guys gonna keep buying the same game 4 times, they gonna keep selling it 4 times. Money is money, and they're a business. So that's all I can say. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Down in the description below, you'll find links to all types of stuff. You'll find links to a platinum playlist, to all my platinums that I've gotten over the last few years, I should say. It's been more than a few years. my legacy. You'll find links to my Twitter and my Twitch. So if you want to go follow me on any of those, I would greatly appreciate it. I wish I could talk right now. Down in the comments below, let me know what you guys have been playing, what you've been up to, any topics that you want to talk about, or you want me to talk about in the next upcoming week. If you want to, you can tweet at me any topics that you want me to talk about, and I'll progress this video as long as it needs to go, as long as I can talk about a topic. But yeah, if you want to go follow me on any of those sites, again, I would greatly appreciate it. If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing for more trophy content like this, and I hope to see you all around sometime soon.